the dreaded moment happens. They look at you and they say, oh my God, you are so red. Are you okay? You're stuck. You're stunned. You start to feel small. You want to run away. The walls are closing in. Don't go anywhere. In today's video, I'm going to teach you an elevator pitch that will help you stay grounded and present and just give a voice to what's happening and move on. Stick around. If you are a person who turns red, then you have been there. I have been there. Everybody who tells me their story about blushing and erythrophobia, the fear of turning red, yes, it's a real thing. They tell of this daunting moment when somebody called attention to the fact that they turned red. And everybody who I talk to has this moment of complete shutdown, or they flight, they want to get away because they don't know what to do next. The interesting thing about blushing is that people try to keep it a secret. Even with Blushing Phoenix, 80% of people who visit this channel don't subscribe. And people who reach out to me on Instagram, a lot of times are reaching out to me through an account that you can tell that they created just to have a conversation with me. They won't follow the Instagram page of Blushing Phoenix because it's like they don't want people to know that they're looking into this. It's a very shameful condition for many people. So people want to keep everything a secret. Well, when you turn bright red, whether that's on your face or your chest or your neck, and you're flushing, you cannot hide that. You either have to escape to keep it a secret, but when people call it out, or for some people, many of you, the reason why you went into a erythrophobia cycle is because somebody publicly acknowledged the fact that you were turning red, and then everybody turned around, and it created this trauma within you that now has created this like doom cycle of don't turn red, don't turn red, don't turn red, and then you turn red, and then don't turn red. And so it's just like this constant loop of anxiety and trauma that was created. Well, the good thing is if that it was created inside of you, if it was wired into you, we can rewire your nervous system so that you're not constantly having that dreadful response to turning red. It truly comes down to, what am I believing about myself because I turn red? What am I believing that other people think about me because I turn red? And if you really peel back the layers deep enough, you'll see it's not really about what they're thinking. It's about what you think about you and what you have deemed your worth. Like, what are you worth when you turn red? So I've had people who say, like, I had really good days and I didn't turn red at all, and they felt like they were super elevated because of that. But as soon as they turn red, their self-worth just goes out the window again. That's a side note. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to address it. You can't address it if you're running away. For me, one of the things that really helped to liberate me and give me so much more freedom in overcoming erythrophobia and the fear of blushing is just to speak to it. Obviously, I talk about this on Blushing Phoenix and I write about this through content that I create, but I also will speak directly to it if somebody says something to me specifically about turning red. And sometimes I beat them to it. If I already know it's happening, I'll just go ahead and talk about it so that we get it out of the room and they can know that I'm not dying. Because for most people that turn like a flushed red really fast, it gets related to either high blood pressure, allergic reactions. So usually the people in your sphere, if they're asking you about turning red, it's because they're genuinely concerned about you. So that's number one, and that's a positive that they're concerned about you. Number two, they're not educated on what it is that's happening. So even just educating people about what it is, and it's not that you're making the redness you. It is a part of your skin. It's showing through your skin. It's actually your blood vessels. But it's something that you can speak to, but don't make yourself it. Like, you are not the redness. You are more than redness. But if it happens to you, it's similar to getting like a blemish on your face or a cold sore. You could speak to that thing. That's not who you are. It's just something that's happening. So if you speak to people about what it is and educate them about, like, yes, my blood vessels dilate and my blood vessels are so close to my skin, it's making me turn red, it's fine. For me, one of the things that I say to people is either my body's having a fight or flight response right now because I'm having a really exciting moment, or I got really hot, or something changed very quickly in the environment, or I don't know what it is, but I do know that I have an overactive nervous system, and when it gets into this place of like dilating my blood vessels, I'm just gonna flush red and it's fine. I'm gonna go back to normal soon, so don't worry about me. And then I just talk back about whatever we were talking about. That is going to be incredibly difficult, most likely the first few times. And it's only because of your belief system around turning red. So to think of addressing it is like, absolutely not, you know? So what I would tell you is you need to write down what your elevator pitch is. Are you going to educate them? Are you going to speak to it? Are you going to tell them, oh, I don't know, this happens sometimes, it's fine. Any of those are fine. It's however you want to address it. But to run away just further reinforces that something is wrong with you, that you should hide. And you're telling your system that when this happens, I need to depart. I need to go away. When you teach your body, your mind, your brain, your soul, your spirit, that I am accepted just as I am right here, I'm going to accept myself regardless of what the outside world is doing, then you start to reinforce a new message into your body. So what I would advise you to do is get a pen and paper and write down. I want you to imagine that you're standing in a room, you have a low cut shirt on, or if you're a guy, like I know I'm a chest and neck flusher, so that's why I talk about low cut shirt. For many people, it's just your face. And I want you to think about you're in this room, you're having a good time, you're starting to get warm, and you know that a blush is coming. What do you do next? Imagine that. Close your eyes with me, and let's go through that together, okay? We're just gonna hang here for a second. Close your eyes. Okay, we're in this room. Like imagine like the silverware, like it's like a dinner party, okay? That's where we're at. We're fancy. There's a little bit of music in the background. You hear the buzz and the chatter of people talking. You hear silverware clinking where people are stirring drinks or having coffee, or you may have a wine glass in your hand or a cocktail, and you just hear that buzz across the room. Now you're standing there in a group, and all of a sudden you feel yourself get warm, and you can see that the person in front of you, their eyes are starting to get big. They're looking around your face. You could tell that you're not making eye contact anymore. They're actually looking at your face, and they're about to ask, are you okay? A couple of options here. You feel it and you know it, so you can go, did I just get really red? And if they go, yeah, oh my gosh, you're super red right now. Ooh, I could feel it. It's, you know, the temperature in here, whenever it gets hot like this, I'm just gonna like flush red, but it's fine. Don't worry about me, we'll be good. And then continue having the conversation that you were having up to that point. If you don't feel it and it's catching you off guard, we're still in our visualization mode here. Keep your eyes closed on me. If you don't feel it, because that happens to me, sometimes I don't even know what's happening, and then I can see their eyes go towards my chest and my neck. So I know they're not being inappropriate. It's really like they just actually see that I'm about to start flushing, or I am flushing. And if I see them look there, then I will either ask in that moment, did I just turn really red? I look down too, did I just turn red? And then I go ahead and address it. Or if they say, wow, are you okay? You just got like super splotchy and it looks like an allergic reaction. Then I would look down and go, oh man. Or I would say, oh, it just happens sometimes, man. This is like, especially when I'm drinking tequila. Tequila gets me warm. So no worries, I'm not dying, it's fine. This is actually from an overactive nervous system. And so anytime something impacts my nervous system, whether like this hot room right now, or I'm having a good time, so my adrenaline's pumping, it just makes my blood vessels dilate and this flush happens. So we're fine. Anyway, what were we talking about? And then we jump back into our conversation. So, and here's the thing too, if you do that and you feel completely overwhelmed and terrified, but you did it, and you need to go to a bathroom and just take a moment and breathe and get your nervous system to calm down, that's totally fine. It took me a while to get to where I could just stand in a room and flush and let the flush run its course and then carry on. Like it took a while to get there. It started with speaking to it. It started with drawing attention to it. Like, whoa, did I just turn super red? Oh my goodness, it gets so hot in here. When I get hot like this, from like cold to hot, I get super red. So no need to worry, I'm fine. Anyway, what were we talking about? And jump back into the conversation. And then once I get that conversation to come to a little bit of an end, then I might go grab like a really cold bottle of water or a cup of ice from the bar and like head to the bathroom. I just breathe and get my nervous system to come back to a calm state. But there's no need to panic and freak out and leave the event. Just get your body to regulate, come back to a restorative place, and then go back out there and show yourself again. my body over the years is starting to learn and has learned that you're okay when you show up here. And so a lot of times I go to social functions, or I have drinks, or I go from hot to, or from cold to hot, and my body doesn't even have the reaction. Earlier today, I was sitting in my car and the sun was coming in the window on one side of me, and I just knew from the way I felt that I was gonna be super flushed and splotchy. And I looked up into the mirror and absolutely nothing. So that's my body relearning from the trauma that it had to begin with. It's now learning that you're actually safe in the environments that you're in, and you don't have to have this sort of response. So I hope that's helpful for you today. Hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers, and your support helps us to create a larger impact, because the more that YouTube picks us up in the algorithm, it lets other people know we're here. And I have people daily from across the globe that are reaching out and saying, wow, I'm just so thankful to know I'm not alone. Your videos have been helpful. They love the interviews and hearing from other people. And many people have told me that they love seeing your comments, that it's so refreshing to hear from other people in the comments. And I know that some people have connected through the comments and through social media as well. So it really, truly is a community of people that are bringing awareness to erythrophobia and chronic blushing and flushing, and setting people free, because we're not hiding from it anymore. So be sure to subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my new ebook, be sure to go check that out. We've got some resources in the description box below for you. If you find any of those things might be helpful, definitely go check it out. And until next time, you better rise and thrive.